Hey, you guys, this is my full moon reading. I just realized that I haven't posted since the solar eclipse and I didn't even realize it. I had saved stuff and I never posted it. I've just been busy. So after I got back from my trip, well, I let myself slowly ease back into things and have been still like finishing catching up on stuff. Because you know how you go on a trip and then you still have to catch up when you get back because life doesn't stop. So, like life stuff and work stuff. But hopefully, I will be able to post more soon. So, I felt really drawn to use my human design deck, Oracle deck, even though it's not exciting because they all have the same picture. There's different meanings for each one because each card refers to a different gate in your human design, which human design is really fascinating if you guys don't know about it. Like it's similar to astrology, but also different because it doesn't have to do with the stars. Although I believe there's a basis of astrology in it as well. I really don't know enough to try to explain it, but just the same way that you can get a natal chart reading for your like astrological perspective of yourself, you can also get a human design reading to understand yourself and how you function. And it's really, really helpful when it comes to actually relationships. And I mean any type of relationship. I'm romantic, of course, but also like I also think really helpful for parent-child relationships because your human design chart tells you what this person, whether it's yourself or another, needs in order to thrive and what hurts them in various ways, like in terms of like what it would be discouraging or what, take the term hurt in multiple ways, not necessarily emotionally hurt, but like what would hold them back. So every person, every child is different. You can get a human design reading on your children or your partners, and you can learn how is best to interact with them in order to help them be the best version of themselves as well, which obviously you can understand why that would be good for your children. And then it also helps for having a successful relationship. So anyway, that's not the purpose of this Oracle deck, but I just felt to go off on a tangent there to encourage exploration of learning about human design because it's actually super helpful. Okay, but like I said, I have this human design oracle that really it uses the gates of human design to highlight things that you need to work on for yourself. So I didn't even have my cards out. They were still put away from the trip. And I was like pulling them out and going through them and trying to decide what cards I was going to use for the full moon reading. And I felt really, really drawn to use the human design oracle and just like go through the messages of what the book says for each of these cards for what it is that you need to focus on at this point in your life and in your journey. And then I was also drawn to pair it up with the Priestess of Light oracle to explore more along your soul path. This is going to be largely soul path and life purpose related, both of them. However, they do tap into twin flame. They do tap into relationships as well. Of course, my focus is normally twin flames, and that is also reflected in here. This card in particular, and like when these are in two different groupings because I really felt that this grouping is a little bit more of like twin flame journey focus or relationship, and then this one is more like soul path, bigger picture purpose related. And then you will see how all of these reflect over your twin flame journey as well. So it's a combination of twin flame and soul path that we're going to be discussing here. May I add real quick that everybody who follows me should know and realize that the twin flame journey is not just about the relationship anyway. So soul path and life purpose is automatically incorporated into it, and hence why this makes sense anyway. But starting off, this first chunk, like I said, we have transmission, preparation, conclusion, and the leader. Now, I am going to go through the more specific meanings of each of these cards, which are much more in depth. But my automatic reaction from pulling these was let me add real quick. What I have seen in amongst my clients and in the community is that a lot of people have been going through very heavy energies in the last month or so, like from the start of the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. And just over the course of the whole month, there has been a lot of purging, dark nights of the soul, really bringing things to the surface that need to be let go of now, and just a lot of getting all that out. So I feel like that this transmission card is in relation to that, of you are transmuting what needs to go and receiving transmissions for what needs to come in and what is taking you in the direction of what you need to go. And then the next step is preparation. So, you're going through this deep purge and integration of new energies, and it's going to start preparing you for the next chapter and the next stage. Coming along with that is the conclusion of the old chapter, conclusion of old cycles and karmic situations, and then taking the lead to move forward confidently. One person is going to have to do that. And the Divine Feminine does that energetically, even though the Divine Masculine will be the one to come in and step up when he's ready. So now digging deeper into the meanings of these, let me explain real quick how these cards work. So we have a challenge, a mastery, and unbalanced expression. I don't worry about the rest of it. The challenge is what you need to work on. Mastery is what it will feel like when you master it. And unbalanced expression is what it feels like while you still need to work on it. So while you're still challenged by this and it's still a learning process, that's what it will feel like. So I read all of them because it helps you think about how you're feeling and which you connect with the most. So then that tells you what you need to do. So the challenge with this card is to recognize that change and transformation are inevitable, to know what needs to happen next, and to have to wait for the right timing and the right people to share your insights with. To not jump the gun and try to convince people to understand what you know. To not let yourself slip into negativity and despair when people aren't ready, or like when your twin flame's not ready yet. So when you master this, you will feel the ability to be able to translate transformative insights for people that offer them a way to transform the way they think, to share what you know with awareness of the correct timing, and to trust your knowingness as an expression of your connection to Source. When you are still working on this and it's still a challenge for you, you will feel the need to be right and anxiety or pressure to share what you know with people who aren't ready yet, and then feel despair or bitterness that they don't understand things the way that you do. So, makes sense, doesn't it? This one was basically that don't jump the gun, be aware of divine timing, and don't be upset when people aren't ready yet. Hold space for them until they are. Okay, so now jumping ahead to preparation. The challenge here, there we go, a little bit better with the glare. The challenge here is to trust that you'll be prepared for the next step, to not let worry and over preparation detract you from being present in the moment, and to let the fear of not being ready keep you trapped. When you master this, you will have the ability to be attuned to what is necessary to be prepared, and to trust that your alignment will inform you of everything that you need, relaxing and knowing that you'll know what you need to know when you need to know it. When this is unbalanced, you will still feel fear and worry, have over preparation, and allowing the plan. Oh, okay. So you will be, the way it was worded threw me off. You will be allowing your planning and over preparation to override the divine flow of things. Okay. Conclusion states that the challenge here is to learn to bring things to completion, to allow yourself to be led to where you need to be to finish things, to value your ability to know how to finish, and to learn to give up your need to try to start everything, to finish things in order to create space for something new. In mastery, you have the ability to respond to being inserted into opportunities, experiences, and events that you have the wisdom to facilitate and complete, to know exactly what needs to be completed in order to create the space for something new. When unbalanced, you feel pressure, confusion, and self-judgment for not being able to get things started, avoiding or putting off things that need to be completed, creating a backlog of projects that can lead to paralysis and overwhelm, and finishing things prematurely due to pressure. hold on for the next video. I literally had like 1 second to wrap that up, but I did want to add some thoughts here. So with this conclusion card, it's really talking about having the being in that centered space to bring things to completion properly, and to handle like life purpose and soul path avenues in the right and best ways for yourself. And when you are unbalanced and you're still needing to heal aspects connected to that, you are either like procrastinating or putting pressure on yourself or not able to complete things, having a lot of self-judgment. So that's kind of what that was talking about, because I know this book can a little bit like, you kind of have to explain it sometimes to help reflect it back into your own life. But yeah, that's what that one was talking about there. Let me say too, if you connect this back to the twin flame journey, that can be about, fully bringing karmic cycles to a completion, and rather than like stopping, starting, and not finishing things properly and that type of thing. Okay, the leader. The challenge here is to learn to lead as a representative of the people you are leading, to cultivate a leadership agenda of service, to not let your fear of not being seen, heard, or accepted get in the way of healthy leadership, to learn to take your right place as a leader and not hide out. In mastery, you will have the ability to be able to listen, learn, hear, and serve the people you lead, and to assume and value your right leadership position as the voice for the people you are leading. If unbalanced, you push and seize leadership for the sake of personal gain, or you're afraid to lead and not feel worthy of serving as a leader. So this, it's written generally, and generally speaking, it can apply to your life purpose path and even your soul purpose as a twin flame, helping other twin flames, because many twin flames end up being leaders in the twin flame community too. But if you want to narrow this down to the twin flame journey, then it's about leading your twin. Instead of leading a group, you're leading your twin and helping guide them down their journey, because many times the divine feminine ends up doing that for the masculine, whether it's like literally talking and explaining to them, or it's guiding them energetically, just through their demeanor and behavior and actions. And by that I mean, like, rather than being an anxious, fear-based energy worrying about the connection, it's being in that strong, confident, surrendered energy, and therefore energetically leading and guiding them subliminally and subconsciously and in the astral. So anyway, so this can apply in multiple ways. You just have to see all the different ways it applies. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now for the next group, we have accountability, innovation, surrender, and the joy of mastery. And we are continuing the process down your soul path. And yeah, like I said before, this is going to apply a lot to life purpose soul path, but even surrender like speaks to the twin flame journey too. So being accountable to yourself, being innovative in your life purpose path, and stepping into your power and your authentic self, what you are here to do, surrendering to the journey, surrendering to spirit, and bringing joy into your life, mastering the ability to be present and be joyful in your life on a day-to-day basis. So accountability says, the challenge here is to care without overcaring, to allow others to assume responsibility for their own challenges and choices, to learn to accept other people's values, to not let guilt cause you to compromise what is good and right for you. I have to say, when it says to learn to accept other people's values, what popped into my head was accepting your twin as they are, understanding that they have their own way of doing life, doing things, and that you have to allow them to find their way on their own terms. You can't force them to be and do things the way that you want them to. Like if your twin needs to learn their lessons the hard way or something like that, you have to allow them to do that. You can't do it for them. You can't make it easier for them or force them to do it the way you think. You have to allow them to learn their lessons and go through the journey how they need to for their own growth and healing, and let them find their way to union in the way that is necessary for them so that they learn and heal and awaken in all of the ways that they need to come into their full, true, authentic self. Okay, in mastery, you have the ability to support, nurture, and lift others up, to sense and to go. That goes back to that leader card too, in leading your twin. To sense and to act on what is necessary to increase the well-being of others and the world. To feed people, that's in quotation marks, with healthy food and healthy nourishment to ensure that they thrive. Now, healthy food in this case doesn't have to be actual food. It could be words of affirmation, words of encouragement. Those feed them energetically, which again goes back to what I was talking about with the leader card in your twin. To hold others accountable for their own self-love and self-empowerment, which that's what I just said about allowing your twin to go through their process how they need to. If unbalanced, you will be in codependency, guilt, overcaring, and martyrdom. Innovation says the challenge here is to learn to trust in divine timing and to know that your ideas and insights will be transmitted to the world when the world is ready. Let's change the word world to your twin flame. It can also be your ideas and insights will be transmitted to your twin flame when your twin flame is ready. In mastery, the ability to embrace and integrate new ideas and new ways of doing things, to learn to stay in appreciation for your unique way of thinking and being, and to trust that as an innovator on the leading edge of consciousness, your time to transmit what you're here to bring forth will come. So you wait and cultivate your ideas with patience. When unbalanced, you feel pressure and panicked about the need to share an idea or innovation, and you burn yourself out trying to override divine timing. Naturally, the next card after saying don't override divine timing is the surrender card. The challenge here is to trust that your passions and deepest desires are supported by the universal flow of abundance, to have the courage to follow your passion and know that you'll be supported, to learn to regulate your emotional energy so that you have faith that everything will unfold perfectly. In mastery, you have the grace to know that you are fully supported by the universal flow of abundance and to pursue your passion and your unique contribution to the world no matter what. To trust that you will be given what you need when you need it in order to make your unique contribution to the world. This is all 100% true. Spirit has taught me directly. If unbalanced, or when this is still unbalanced, you fear that you are not being supported. You hold back or stifle your passion because you think you can't afford to pursue it. You compromise, settle, or let despair regulate your emotional energy, causing the creative process to feel shut down or stuck. Lastly, we have the joy of mastery. The challenge here is to follow the drive to create the fulfillment of your potential, to learn to craft a talent and make it masterful through joyful learning and repetition, and to learn to embrace joy as a vital force of creative power without guilt or denial. In mastery, you harness the joy of mastery and refine your practice until you reach fulfillment of your potential. You live in the flow of joy. Sorry, I lost my word there. When unbalanced, you deny joy, avoid the practice of mastery, feel guilty or ashamed to do what you love, and disbelieve in joy. Okay, so that's the Human Design Oracle. I'm going to move over to the Priestess of Light now. I know I'm going to get cut off, but I'm going to go ahead and start now so that I can hopefully only do one more video. So power over difficulty is first talking about reclaiming your power in the karmic situations in your life. This could be with you. This could be what your twin flame is dealing with, but just know that, a lot of you are still in this place and starting off from this point, as of now still. And it's all about, analyzing the relationships and situations in your life and removing toxic energy from your life, no matter where it's coming from. Some of this may be obvious when it comes to the obvious karmic situations, but some of it might not be obvious. There might be other relationships or situations around you that you don't even realize consciously that this person or situation is bringing this negative energy into your life that's suffocating you and taking away your freedom or your enthusiasm for life, and it's limiting you and holding you back. So it's really, Spirit is saying it's really time to stop and assess and be mindful of your own personal patterns of potential self-sabotage as well, or self-sabotage in this case could be negative thought processes and pessimism and things like that. So be aware of the people and things around you, and be aware of your own patterns and behaviors so that you can reclaim your power and sovereignty as your own true divine individual. Okay, now go to the next video. Next, we have the Divine Mother card, and this is all about care and compassion. So first, self-care, self-love, self-compassion, prioritizing yourself, not sacrificing for everybody else all the time. And then it's also about having compassion and empathy for others as well. And then it's about striking a balance between the energy you give to yourself and the energy you give to others, okay? So really be aware of all of this along the way. Next, we have the Divine Feminine card, and this is Isis here asking you to spend time in deep reflection and gaining powerful clarity. That I say powerful clarity, funny that I said it that way, but clarity that is going to bring you power and inner peace, because as you sit in this deep reflection, you are going to receive important insights, open up to your higher self and your intuition more, ground yourself, fuel yourself energetically from within because that reflection comes with recharging and regenerating internally. And then that is going to lead you and guide you forward, is going to bring you significant insights and balance within, that, as well as healing that naturally comes along with that, that's going to help lead you forward in all ways. This friendship card is simple and straightforward. Lean on your friends and lean on the people around you right now as you need to, especially if you're struggling through a time of purging. Now, this can be general to your family and friends that are just in your life normally. But what I have seen now firsthand is that we all have our own twin flame soul groups, as well as soul family who are in our lives meant to be a support, and just go along on the journey with us. So you are being guided to connect with those people as well. And some of that is going to involve additional lessons, healing, and growth. And some of it is just going to be to have that support. So lean into that. Don't isolate yourself. And also see how it says there, fun and play. Bring joy and happiness into your day-to-day life. Don't dwell on the struggle and the suffering, okay? So I have found that everybody has their own ways of connecting to their higher selves, connecting to healing energy. And I feel like that's where the Sacred Breath and Sound card comes in, because it's encouraging you to use different types of healing practices to help your healing process and to help you connect with your higher self and your spirit guides. I know that breath work and actually, I don't know what comes on the other side of the and, but breath work is something that is very common for people to practice and utilize, even take lessons or classes with, as a type of healing. I don't actually utilize that myself, but I know that it's very popular using mudras. Yoga can encourage that too. And then there's also spiritual movement and light language and things like that. So find what works for you, for your form of energy healing that you connect with, whatever it may be, and integrate that into your life to assist your healing process, to relieve stress, to increase your life force energy, and to accelerate healing, okay? And that, whatever that may be, whether it's breath work, meditation, spiritual movement, and also exploring different ways of communication and communicating with your soul, your spirit guides, and integrating that into your 3D life for your own self-expression and creative expression. Well, hello. Are you here to join us? He was just transitioning to the floor. Anyway, Sacred Gratitude is here asking you to spend time daily letting go of earthly, external 3D concerns. And spend time in sacred gratitude. But in this case, Spirit is not saying Spirit doesn't mean, saying thank you for the things that you have. Spirit means showing reverence for your spiritual journey, for the divine being that you are, for being one with nature, connecting to your soul, connecting with your spirit guides, connecting to earth. This is what Spirit is calling for you to do, to spend time truly feeling the value of your life and the presence of your soul on earth at this time in history. This Brilliant Beliefs card is asking you to connect with the brilliant life force energy that you have from a soul level, to remember and embrace your own luminosity and oneness with Source, to help you release the old hurts and misinformed beliefs that the 3D world has impressed on us, that cause us to not feel good enough, not feel deserving, not feel capable, to feel like our dreams won't come true because we either don't deserve them or aren't capable of manifesting them. So Spirit wants us to release all of that and embrace our luminosity and oneness with Source, and remember all of the power that we truly have to step into our sovereignty and to have renewed energy for moving forward. Accordingly, after connecting with your soul energy and Source energy, you are being called to remember that you hold the healing power within you. You are here to help heal Earth, help heal yourself, and help heal humanity. So as you connect with your soul self, you connect with that power that you have, that divine healing energy, and start using it to work on healing yourself, work on healing your twin, work on healing the world and the earth around you. And know and understand that if you are on this path, on a twin flame journey, you have already spent many lifetimes working as a healer in different capacities. And some of them may have been more mainstream, some of them may have been more energetic, but you've already done this. Your soul already knows and remembers. You just have to tap into it, okay? So awaken to that energy and start utilizing that divine healing energy within you. Tap into the sensuous, passionate side of yourself and life, and really, live each day embracing everything, embracing all the joys, all the senses, and all the power, sensuality, and sexuality as well. So this card does point to that increased sexuality in your life, increased connection. It does point to reconnecting and reunions with your twins as well. But it's really about, even before that, this card is asking you, even before that, to allow yourself to connect to that energy and feeling on a day-to-day basis. It goes back to bringing joy into your life. Part of that bringing joy into your life is embodying your true, divine feminine essence and passion and purpose, and just living and breathing it and enjoying life in all ways, appreciating every moment. And you can incorporate that into your spiritual movement as well, because perhaps some of that sensuality will come out through that. This can also represent, devotion to your family or a growing family and things like that as well. So just really, it's about bringing out that more passion and purpose in your life. And lastly, believe in miracles. Know that miracles can and do happen. I have actually literally witnessed them myself. And whatever it is, whether we're talking about coming into union with your twin flame, whether we're talking about other aspects of your soul path, whatever it is, believe in miracles, know that they can and will occur, and work on aligning with them. You can ask Spirit to help you align with them, but also you need to raise your vibrational frequency in your thought processes and your feelings in everyday life to align with that miracle frequency as well. And you will start to manifest more and more of it as you do that and as you maintain that high frequency energy. And I just have to add, this card also speaks to, it says there's a reminder to engage in sacred physical practices such as yoga, dance, tai chi, qigong, or walking in nature. So again, spiritual movement and mindful practices such as meditation and prayer. So that's how you will raise your energy, and then you got to hold on to that vibration on a day-to-day basis as much as possible, at least. Okay, I hope this helps.